I hope you realize how much I appreciate what you do because I was one of the children that ate when I was a child because of people like you and your cause and your belief. Don't forget to smash that share button, subscribe to my page, follow me on Instagram at Lance Bachman, and keep sending me those questions. Today, welcome to the Den. I have Marissa Christie, the president and CEO of the United Way here in Bucks County. How are you doing, Marissa? What's going on?
Things are going really well, busier than ever, but I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, Lance. I always watch the show, so it's nice to be here.
Let's jump into Bucks County's been hit. I know you guys have been impacted drastically. Tell us what you're doing for the community right now, because I can't imagine how many hours you and your staff are working.
It's a lot of hours. It's a 7-day week right now for a lot of us, and I've had to reallocate some of our time to make sure we're responding to the most pressing needs. And right now, believe it or not, that's almost all basic needs. That is making sure people are fed, making sure people have shelter. It's making sure that any health-related costs are covered and people are being taken care of in our community.
You know, the one thing I'll say about you is you treat your United Way as a business. You say, hey, listen, I got to get supplies out to people. I got to help people. I got to pay employees. I have office rent. You have a staff. And most nonprofits don't see themselves as businesses, but you as a leader does. Can you explain why?
I mean, I guess the common misperception, I think, is that first that nonprofits are sort of a monolith. And the reality is that we're all different, right? We run from a couple $100 for your local PTA that may be a 501c3 to $1 billion endowment. It depends on the organization. But in my experience, certainly over the past couple of decades, there's been a real professionalization of the nonprofit sector. I cannot do meaningful and sustainable work in my community unless I am running my organization like a business. And that means that we are paying attention to the same things that a business is paying attention to. Anyone can help a person, right? Anyone has that potential and they should, and that's incredibly important. But I think what the community relies on us to do is not just help individuals, but actually create population level change. And that's a much different thing. That's not just making sure somebody gets a bag lunch when they're hungry. That's actually getting in there and looking at the systemic issues that made them not have the income they needed for food, right? So it's sort of a different thing when you're talking about a nonprofit that has the kind of foundation we are and aspires to make the kind of change we do. It's not just nice, it's critical.
You know, when I was a kid, everybody knew that I grew up poor, and it was people at the United Way that came and brought food to my house every Sunday, along with the Catholic Church, which I won't even get into that. United Way, the church, some other organizations would come and drop food off to my house for my mom. And I don't think people realize what an impact on a local level. I always say two things start on a local level: government and your nonprofits. They start because they're going to impact the local community more than anyone else. Are donations up or down for you right now?
That's a good question, and it really depends on. So in the nonprofit sector, we have some donations that are restricted and some are unrestricted. For me, unrestricted donations, that's money that I can spend on anything pertaining to our operations and our programs. That's a little bit down. But restricted donations, those are people who are specifically donating to COVID relief and recovery, that's up.
What are you doing right now to move your business forward? What are you working on at the United Way?
Well, a couple of things. First is, on a program level, we did open just a couple weeks ago a help center. That's a healthy eating and living partnership to increase distribution of food and other necessary items. We're packing over 1,000 shelf-stable boxes there a week. Over the coming week, we'll be distributing over 70,000 rolls of toilet paper from that center. So there's a lot of basic goods that are flowing through. On the other end, what we're doing is we're looking much more closely at our SEO and how people are finding us and what we need to say and how we need to adapt our content so people who are looking to help right now and looking to make an impact are being directed into our website to see how they can invest in our community.
I hope you realize how much I appreciate what you do because I was one of the children that ate when I was a child because of people like you and your cause and your belief. And I don't think so many people realize the impact your organization has, other local organizations also have, that really change and alter the, it gives release to the single moms. I hate to use the word singles mom, but I grew up with a single mom, so I'm going to go there, who, was the backbone of our family that literally had to swallow her pride and take these things when she didn't want to, but she knew her children wouldn't eat and wouldn't have clothes and et cetera, et cetera. And that still is the same way today. And I applaud you for your commitment to Bucks County because we need more people doing the same thing you're doing. So I appreciate that. And I really, really do from the bottom of my heart. You know, tell me about the 211 helpline.
Well, 211 is something we started investing in for Bucks County this past July, but it's never been more important. It's 24/7, 365 days a year. You can dial 211 from any zip code in Bucks County, and you are going to be connected to a live, highly trained resource navigator. So the idea here is that we have a lot of folks who've never needed help before who need help right now. We also have a lot of nonprofits that are not in their offices every single day, but can provide assistance. So the question is, how do we connect people to the right resources? In Bucks County, you can pick up your phone, dial 211, explain what your challenges are, and they're going to make sure that they get you to the right services. Frankly, a lot of people who need assistance end up making a lot of calls, and it wastes precious time. If you have to call 6, 7 different agencies to find out who's open, who can help you, what can they provide, that's not in your best interest. It's not in anyone's. So we want people to make the first call the right call, that we also have to be prepared for situations like this. So whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's something else that affects our environment, we need people who can pick up the phone, and we need the ability to roll that to different call centers, right? So that someone is always available. So it's like 411, but for health and human services. And I have a team member who is updating resources every single day to make sure it's current.
You guys are still going out in the field. You're seeing the public, right? Every day, delivering food.
Most days.
Right? I mean, you're not hiding from it. I mean, you're going to the office. You're not hiding. You're going to pantries. You're delivering goods. Are you scared?
No.
Okay. I like the honesty. Tell me why you're not scared.
We have to be informed and realistic about what we're looking at right now, but that's not the same thing as being scared, right? It's taking, good, informed, and proactive steps. I mean, I'm not doing anything reckless, and I would never ask my colleagues to do something that makes them feel uncomfortable. We've adjusted our business model in a lot of places. We used to be doing handoffs to people of food. Now we are dropping boxes in people's trunks, but I'm not, no, I'm not. And I don't want to sound reckless. Don't.
No, I don't think you sound reckless. And for that, being that you're not scared and you are going out, I got 100 digital line hand sanitizers for the United Way in Bucks County that you can come by and pick up. I'll leave them in my truck and travel for you and your staff, because I commend you that you're doing the right stuff out there. And we need more leaders like you that are saying, okay, yes, people are economically being hurt right now, and I'm going to help you. But no, I'm not scared. Also, I'm looking at the data. I'm seeing what's going on. Don't be reckless, but I still got to move forward with my business and keep it growing and take care of people, which I think that's really what you're saying, correct?
That's exactly it. And I don't think I've ever been so excited about hand sanitizer. That's amazing.
Well, you heard it here. You heard it first. I appreciate you being on the show, Marissa. Thank you so much. Marissa, United Way, great cause, great foundation. She takes care of Bucks County, her and her staff. If you see her out, buy her a drink and make sure you donate to her. Thank you so much, Marissa.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Earlier this week, I had a dilemma, which is that we were really needing to rework some content for a project we're working on. And I saw one of your video messages, and it said, the paraphrasing here, it was basically, don't let perfection get in the way of making a change and getting positive change rolling. And I said, you know what? That's right. We're gonna improve now. It's not going to be perfect. I'm going to get this content up, and we did, and we still have some work to do. But within a very short period of time, I start getting the dings on my phone of people making donations to this particular portal. And so it was a good thing. It was a good message for me to have right then, because sometimes I think we can get stuck trying to perfect what we're doing, when in actuality, we just got to get it started and then continually improve. So it was just a good message for me this week.